My A1C went from 9.9 to 6.4, and I had the doctor take me off all the medication. I've dropped from 6.4 to 5.9 unmedicated. You have an opportunity with this group to reverse diabetes. I'm Bob Blackburn, and I was a type 2 diabetic. I got diagnosed November 28th of 2016. I knew I had a problem. I was 296 pounds. I was a cheeseburger away from a heart attack, and I wasn't feeling that good. There was a couple of symptoms that had brought me there. I went in there and they took all my tests, and I didn't know what any of this stuff meant. I didn't know what an A1C was, but it was a 9.9, and they were very concerned. But I went home that day upset, nervous, concerned, because I'd seen what diabetes did to an uncle of mine. I saw what it did to people that I knew. I saw a waiting room full of people at the VA hospital that had it, and people were missing toes, people were missing limbs, people were on dialysis, and these aren't things I was like too interested to sign up for. I went home, I watched Dr. Barnard's video, and basically like 3 times, and then immediately bought the Reversing Diabetes book that he had out. I had dropped it, I didn't even go to the bookstore. I had it dropped right on my iPad. I read it that night, and the next day I was eating plant-based as the primary form of nutrition. When I started, they put me, the first thing out of the box is they gave me a big bottle of metformin and told me to take those. I took them for about 3 days, and I felt so sick. I went back to the doctor and said, I'd rather take the shots. So they gave me the Lantus. I took 20 units of Lantus every day, and my goal was, in 90 days, to come off of it. I learned quickly that it wasn't about the carbohydrates or counting carbohydrates or any of that stuff. So I just started eating kind of random. And then then I started eating usually 1 to 2 cups of beans a day. I ate a lot of greens. I ate a lot of greens because I basically was following Dr. Furman's game plan, somewhat. I would call it a modified Furman. And then, movement. I had been trying to go to the gym. I'd been trying to make some lifestyle changes, and so I started going to the gym, and basically was getting about 20 to 30 minutes of cardio a day with rowing and biking. My knees are bad. I don't run. And then I started lifting again. But for the most part, I wasn't as focused early on the exercise. I was almost consumed with what I was going to eat. When I first got introduced to this way of eating and whatnot, and then I searched out, found this Mastering Diabetes Summit. It was the timeliest thing, honestly, that ever happened to me, because I learned all about different kinds of exercising, and I learned about different kinds of eating, and I learned that, about Engine 2, and I learned all these different things that kind of went into this filter. When I went for my first 90 days, my A1C went from 9.9 to 6.4. They took me off the insulin at that point, and that to me was just a awesome moment. But my weight, I started at 296. My 90-day weight was 244, and that's when I started to notice, because like my pants were falling down, and I needed some clothes. I've lost 90 pounds in 8 months' time. My cholesterol was an interesting story unto itself, because I didn't think I had high cholesterol. Evidently I did. 207 was my starting cholesterol, total cholesterol, when I took my November test. My 90-day number came down considerably, and my total cholesterol is now 125. My belief is that education is the key to all of this. What Mastering Diabetes did was, between Cyrus and Robbie being able to interview all the top people in the field and providing different ways of looking at this problem, The bottom line is you have to find out what works for you. You have to take personal responsibility for what works for you. It's your health. At the end of the day, diabetes isn't going anywhere. It's for real. It doesn't take any prisoners either. And if you're anything like me and you don't want to lose limbs and different things, take the time, go through the summit, watch, listen, absorb, and then raise your hand and ask for help. There are people in this industry that can help you. These gentlemen can help you. You have an opportunity with this group to reverse diabetes. Type 2 can go away. It's not ruling your life. You can rule it.